Good evening, everyone. The first poem that I'm going to read is a hair poem. I am a loctician, and this is the first poem I wrote, hair poem that I wrote. Give me 1 second. When I was 6 years old, so I'm the youngest of 5, and it was 4 girls in the family. And by the time I came along, my mother had had enough of doing hair, so she gave me a perm. When I was in kindergarten, I had what I called long hair. Well, you know, back in the day, you had to have long hair, or you call it like picky hair. And I had ponytails and everything. And then when I got a perm, my hair fell out. So that's what this poem is about. It's called "That Lie Perm Took My Hair." I had long hair. It was straightened in ponytails. I have pictures to prove it. Then that lie perm took my hair. I wish my hair would grow back. I said my prayers at night. God bless my family, friends, and the starving people in Biafra. And please let my hair grow back. If my hair was just a little longer, I could make pigtails. My prayers for longer hair were not answered. I tried scalp massages, hair trimming, pomades and conditioners, Ultra Sheen, Dixie Peach, Royal Crown, Glover's Mange, and Sulfur 8, but my hair didn't grow back. At least, it wasn't as short as my classmate's hair, the one whose mama put so many braids in her hair, her scalp looked like a checkerboard. Girl wanted long hair so bad, her mama bought her some. Felt like snatching that fake hair right off her head. Learned to manage my short hair and used a hot comb and burned my scalp. Might have burned my hair, but at least it was straight. Wore it in plaits, cornrows, and French braids most of the time. Went to the hairdresser before Easter Sunday and the first day of school. Red hot straightening combs and curling irons, scorched paper towels. Don't flinch, child, gotta straighten those edges. Have this hot comb. You move, you get burned. I held my breath and stared at a spot on the wall till it was done. And wore a do-rag over pink foam rollers to maintain that style till the heat or the rain snapped it straight back to nappy. I had long hair. It was straightened in ponytails, and I have the pictures to prove it. I wish my hair would grow long like it was before that lie perm took my hair. Please, God, let my hair grow back.
Matt, he's a kind of a wild card. He's my partner. My business partner. Hi. So we're gonna wrap things up. He is an author and he's a poet, and he has a book out called Pink Decisions, and we host these open mic nights in partnership with the Z Gallery. So I'm gonna have Matt come up and read some of his stuff. He can be a little bit of a wild card, so yeah. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna read one more, and then I'm gonna. I'm not gonna read. What did you say? What did you say?
I said I'm a good person.
He's a good person. He's a good person. He's not the inspiration for that poem, but I don't know. So I'll read one more, and then Matt is gonna close. And I don't know if anybody wants to come up and read. We don't have a smaller group than we did the last time, so. Let's see. I haven't read the ego for a while, so I think I'll read the ego, and I'm gonna give the mic to Matt. So this poem was basically inspired by just observing people and just observing people, and I think, you know, it's important sometimes to remember that you have to fight the ego to remain, I don't know, a humble person. I try to fight my ego all the time. Sometimes it gets in the way and I just be like, look at me. But sometimes you gotta, you know, keep yourself in check. So this one is called The Ego. And this was inspired by, I guess I was watching some natural disaster happen. And I don't know what I was watching, but like the people lost everything. And I remember I was either at work or I was talking to someone, and I was like, you know what? You know, all these people, and they got Mercedes, and they got these mansions. I said, they just lost everything in one storm, gone. So now they're no better than the homeless person. So you just went from $1 million house, and now you and the homeless person both staying in the same shelter, so who's really winning? Anyway, so this is called The Ego. There's a young lady in the corner that is making me laugh.
You're making me laugh.
Anyways, this one is called The Ego. All right. To have a big ego might seem to be a great thing to most people. They might think it's the cousin of confidence. Proud to have a big ego. Proud of making themselves proud. The problem with a big ego is one day you wake up and realize you are not that important at all. You are a mere mortal. I know it's hard to hear. Mother Nature, space, and time are bigger than you. Their egos are so big, the average human being can't figure it out. While you're walking around thinking about your nice car, your titles, your looks, receiving wasted compliments to stroke your ego, making money to bask in the glow of you, Mother Nature moves in. She's the handmaiden of God to show you you are a mortal soul, just a particle of matter that shouldn't be taken serious. You can lose everything your ego has led you to believe. Mother Nature will take vengeance until you lose everything. Her ego is bigger than yours. For once you're gone and no longer here, all your vanities that you praised in vain, Mother Nature will still be the handmaiden of God. Whom, if you would have known all these things, you wouldn't have had an ego at all. That's why the ego is a sin. Mother Nature is bigger than us, and she always wins. Tell that to your ego. I hope it listens, or keep sitting in your self-indulgence, waiting for false recognition. And that's the ego. All right, done. Right, Matt. Okay, Matt's a wild card. Does he have any bottles in it or any glasses in his hand? Okay. All right. So this is Matt. Matt's coming to the mic. He's the closer. He's taking his time. All right. Here you go. Thanks.
What's up?
Nothing.
Nothing at all? Not one thing?
Not right now.
Not even the sky?
Not until you start.
Not even the sky. Alright. Ooh, I'm gonna read a poem. It's about this dude named Allen Ginsberg. And he was a poet. And he wrote a lot of things. I also put this poem on a parking ticket, using Photoshop, and I did a bunch of prints of them, and I'm going to be showcasing them at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum on Friday. So come through. I also had someone paint this shirt for me, so ask me about my shirt if you won't like this square with lines. It's pretty fashionable. I've worked with Virgil Abloh, Andy Kaufman, and Vincent van Gogh, so we're really doing a lot of stuff here. But okay, so it's called From Columbia to Rikers. If I were he, I'd probably write about a taxi, but that's not something I see in the daily. I pay for my Charlie, oddly enough, he said as they slapped the handcuffs on for violation of a turnstile and $1,000 of unpaid parking tickets. While no aid goes to those affected by the trapped, but nothing but moldy ass bread, my bunk bed called me an acid head, stationed next to another talking head. My lawyer translated, I want you dead. As the department head brought me down the hall, I guess you could say that's all. City of Boston, P.O. Box 55800, Boston, MA 58000. Yeah, that's a poem, guys. For these next set of words, I'll be reading from my book in a pocket. Book in a pocket, guys! Look at that! Oh man, that's crazy. It's like magic. Alright, I'm gonna keep this one short. Alright, this one is about something we can all relate to. It's about a TV, watching TV. America's national pastime. Millions of pixels, changing colors, making shapes, transporting us to the storylines and places we love, crave, and fantasize. Creating the people we love, the characters we emulate, and the half-hour or hour escapes from our lives. An escape from the good, the bad, and the mundane. Bringing tribes together, all listening and watching the new Hemingway, Thompson, and Poe. Sitting, thinking, waiting until next week. So excited, looking, seeing, staring, transfixed. It's a stained glass window that looks into our lives, our American pastime. There we go. That's poetry, expertly done. Thank you very much. It's just every time, it just gets better, guys. You come up to this stage and, good things happen. Alright, so I'm gonna read such a freaking corny poem. Oh man. What's it called? It's about a breakup. Oh my god, get ready for the tear buckets. Oh man. Oh, this is gonna be so bad. Sailboat during a hurricane. Whoa, I'm so drunk. Sailboat during a hurricane. I barely even know you, and I still love everything about you. What the fuck is wrong? It's like everything I do is left or right. There's never any middle. Once again, I'm trapped in a hole. Begging and pleading, let me out. Doesn't matter how much I beg or shout. Every time I think of you, I jump back in. I'm an addict, doomed to make the mistake of loving you. Each time I see you, a new way to make me grim. Positivity overflowing way beyond the brim. Out on a whim, catch me, bring me back to safety. You raise me, give me a breath of fresh air. Not a care, not anything other than you, and you, and you. Your words stimulate, captivate, looks elating, feels like something that hasn't really happened before. I'm not sure why I do this to myself. Each time I fall head over mountains, I can't calm down, I am lost. Lost again. And I'm lost again. And I'm lost again. I need some stardust. Thoughts are racing, maze in my brain, a labyrinth. I guess for this, we can never be. I don't know what you do to me. You have some kind of great effect on me. With you, the world feels right. good, great, blissful, all the colors so bright. You are my light from night to day, but as time goes on, I feel crazy. Yeah!
When I have my moments where I'm a little confused because my mom, she's from Cape Verde and they went through the colonization of Portugal. So there's moments where it's harder to embrace, especially if your dad's not around, so you don't get to see that other version of a representation. And this is kind of a story in a form, because for my dad's side, he's Cherokee, so I kind of, for me, telling a story and poems can come together. It's called Invoking Blackness. Welcome by the cauldron, where the womb we work our magic. Invoking endless potential, we stand in front of sacredness. As blackness beats to the tempo, nymphs dance circling the greatness, trees are wilted and burnt here. Tribulation is heard crackling under sacred fire, calling the wise folk to the space to bear witness. The cauldron steams with bunches of lavender, strands of Moses' hair. The will of a king caged in discrimination now stir. While it's hot, hold the ground with bare feet, tingle your toes in the grass as the stars are consumed by the clouds. This black girl magic is birthing life out of silent prayers and hymns, rumbles of its ingredients. Now move forward. Fill the air, dashing gnomes run to the scents. The clouds have darkened, the trees begin to move, the cauldron is overflowing. Of Oshun's waters extinguishing the fire, sight is now stolen. Hounds wail in the presence of the moon in the sky, trembles by the giants who carry the earth, thrashing the ground. Thrashing the ground. It's black. Too black to see the culprit, pitter-patters of their feet disappears, the trees are now still. There is now divinity in my presence, and it looks just like me. Smooth back shimmers back Luna's reflection, illuminating the image of beauty. This is me fully embracing my soft cringe curls, its marvelous hair. The swirls through my fingers and just gets caught once in a while. That brown crystal formed around your irises I call eyes. Pheromone scenting of conviction and cinnamon, compassion and allspice. The smell of ancient queens and kings just rubs right off of you. This beautiful self-reflection looking back at me is blackness, and blackness is me. It's Nefertiti. It's never too old, it is never too new. It's Cleopatra's mastery of sage. It's clear like the rattlesnakes, but yet it's more like divine. It's powered by the sun. You must remember this might is within you and is within me. And every child born from thy blackness, it is the entire embodiment of the cosmic love. It's the setting for the universal creation. It's manifestation of gorgeous might. Its principle is made from integrity. Black is power. Remember to invoke me again when you straighten out your curls. Speak of me when your weakness ails you from white comments. Invoke me when you struggle to speak of me. And I will swarm to your aid to empower you. Fill you back with black. For this is my black boy magic.
Yeah. And this is one more that I need y'all's advice. So if it comes out bad, you need to tell me after this. I need some honesty with this one. It's called Code 1, Disable the Savior Complex. We're bent, spoon-fed silver linings, taught to let someone else save us. Childhood bedtime stories telling young princesses to hide their pain up in high towers. While lurking fire-breathing dragons keep watch, men who have possession issues, don't let your princess end up like a queen of hearts. She'll chop off your head. Make her move like her own, make her brave. Let her sing the violets and roses songs with Diana Ross. Let her be proud, let her love be a flood. To keep out the clowns, let she be her. But teach her that she's a warrior princess. She is more than capable of handling challenges, disasters, and adversity.
Softly tell her she can blossom her sadness into sweet dews of glee. Let her be stirred. Honey, nobody's going up that tower. You gotta come back down. You may be spaced out, desensitized from everything, maybe even cut your maiden's hair, but don't look back. Once you make the choice, follow through. Pick up that rusty sword and break through that wooden door, escape that tower, face the dragon, and let it be you who slayed him. The thought that you were unable to take care of yourself because of blank, whatever it is, don't use that excuse anymore. Don't give anyone your power, take action. You shouldn't let anyone be the protagonist of your life. It's your story. Don't be afraid to write the chapter title. Warrior Princess conquers dragon with a rusty sword. I know I would read that book.